I have a ton of crazy items to show you in this pickup video today, and it's going to be a long one, so make sure you grab a snack, grab a drink, put this on in the background while you're working on something, and we're just going to jump straight into it. So I'm going to start with kind of just like the random stuff like we always do. We got this little, not Breath of the Wild, Echoes of Wisdom fabric poster. I think it's some sort of pre-order bonus. And then we also have the Tears of the Kingdom canvas tote bag. And we also have a Japanese exclusive Club Nintendo Yoshi plush with a little apple here, which is super cute. We got this in at the store in one of our shipments from Japan, and I was on the fence about keeping it because it is Club Nintendo, but I don't know. But anyway, Bobby ended up buying it for me for my birthday, so shout out to him. We do have one other plush as well. I actually found this at a Goodwill. I couldn't believe it. The price tag is not on it anymore. I took it off, but it was only 99 cents. And this is an original Pikachu plush with the tag still attached from from 2000, which is really, really cool. I have a bunch of these in the collection already. They're all kind of lined up over here. He's got beans in his butt, and Pikachu is one that surprisingly we did not have. So that is very, 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 very cool. Next up, we do have the little, I think this was a pre-order bonus for Tears of the Kingdom, but it's like a little wood plank. Probably one of the weirder pre-order bonuses you could get, but there it is. I also have, from one of my favorite Switch games, Pokemon Legends Arceus, I have this little box here. This is from Japan. And inside, we have a glass. And it's got Arceus on there. And it says, Pokemon Legends Arceus, copyright 2021, Pokemon Nintendo CRGF. But yeah, it's got Arceus on there, which is super, super cool. I'm sure that if you've watched any of my videos, you've heard me talk about Pokemon Legends Arceus, but it is one of my favorite Switch games, and also one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. And so Japan got a bunch of stuff that we did not get to kind of promote the game and branded from the game. So we got the little glass here, which is kind of cool. I just like collecting Arceus stuff because that game is just so good, in my opinion. Next up, got a VHS, and that is Double Dragon, The Shield of Shadow Khan. Pretty cool. I've never seen this one, so maybe I'll put this on once after I film this pickup video, and I'm putting everything away. I usually put something on the TV. Maybe I'll put that one on. I've actually watched a good bit of the video game cartoon VHS tapes that I own. I love putting that stuff on the TV while I'm just working on the game room. And usually that's right after I film a pickup video and I have to put everything away. So we'll see. Next up, I'm kind of trying to go with like the weirder stuff first. I do have a bunch of enamel pins, maybe some other pins as well. Maybe they're not all enamel, but I have a bunch of them here. And I do have a pretty big collection of pins, video game related pins. So I got the majority of these from Nintendo's website. So first up, we have the Nintendo Live 2023 Seattle pin set. I can open it up real quick. I looked at it when I got it. But inside the tin, it's a little piece of mesh. And then we have all the pins there. Love the Pikmin one, obviously. That is super cool. Pikmin is probably my favorite Nintendo franchise, I've come to realize. I love Donkey Kong Country, but there's just something about Pikmin. The only Pikmin game that I have not beaten is Hey Pikmin. I've actually never played that one. But Pikmin 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all fantastic games. And if I should play Hey Pikmin, let me know. I know it's completely different from the rest. But Pikmin 1 is the best, just in case you guys are wondering. Then Pikmin 4, then Pikmin 3, and then 2. 2 is my least favorite, just because when you go into the underground areas, the backgrounds are just black. It's just like solid black, and that's kind of boring. I like the Pikmin games because you are tiny on the planet that you're on, and there's all these giant trees and flowers and bushes, and it looks really beautiful. When you go underground, it's just black. Kind of takes away from the charm a little bit. Still a fantastic game, but it is my least favorite of the 4. Sticking with the Pikmin theme, we got the Pikmin pins. So we have red, blue, and yellow, the original 3. Super cool. I have a little stool over here that I'm putting stuff on because the table here is completely full. We also got the Tears of the Kingdom sword pin which is awesome. And then some of these did not come from Nintendo. This is not even a pin, but this is the Thai Tasmanian Tiger 1 and 2. It is a 4 gig USB drive that's in the shape of a boomerang. I assume that's some sort of pre-order bonus. And then we have the Kirby Forgotten Land pin set, another game that I loved. We have the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl pin set, game that I played about 10 hours of and then got bored. And then we have the Echoes of Wisdom pin, which it's not sitting right in there. But this one's kind of cool. This one is not an enamel pin. This one is more of like a little just acrylic, but still awesome. I have not started that game yet, but I plan to maybe tonight or tomorrow. Moving on, we have some keychains. These came from Japan, and these are very, very cool. These are original Chrono Trigger figure keychains. So we have these two. And then we have the frog guy. I do not know their names. I'm so sorry. And then we have the main guy here. Very, very cool. These are vintage. These are not like remade. The date on them says 1995, made by Bandai. Very, very cool. And as I'm working on the Super Nintendo set of games, you know I got to get other Super Nintendo related items, and those fall perfectly into that category. Super happy with those. But I do have one more keychain, which is very, very special. And you can see something right there. That is, if I move the camera, that is the Pokemon Snap Station. And it is fully complete, minus one thing that I have always been missing. And I finally got it. It is the Pokemon Snap Station keychain. And this is original. Copyright 1999. There we go. So when I got that Snap Station, it came with 2 keys. And actually, I can show you real quick. This is the keychain that it came with, which is a Pokemon Live keychain from 2000, but it's not the one that is supposed to go with the Snap Station. And actually, it came with 3 keys. I thought it came with 2. When I bought this one at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, it also came with a key. So I now have 3 extra keys, which I am planning to sell on eBay, which should fully pay for this keychain, because this was not cheap. This thing was $300, but well worth it. I've been looking for one for such a long time, and they are very, very expensive and hard to find. So I'm very glad that I finally got this, and my Snap Station is 100% complete and fully working. If you guys missed the Pokemon Snap Solutions and Hacks 2024 video, whatever it's called, make sure you check it out, because that thing is just so cool, and I love sharing it with you guys. But finally got the keychain. Very happy about that. What else do we have? We have a Japanese exclusive Club Nintendo Mario Family figure set. Pretty simple here. It's just figures of the main characters here, minus Bowser. And yeah, Club Nintendo. Exclusive to Japan. Very, very cool. Got this in our most recent Japanese shipment as well. And yeah, not much more to say about it. It's super awesome. Moving on to a few more things that I got from Nintendo's website. You know I had to pick up some more Pikmin items. So I got the coaster set, which has the little pellets there, which are in the game. And it's just got 3, so 1 of each color. Very cool. I also got the Pikmin plant stakes. So these are just little acrylic stakes that you can put down into your flower pots and have Pikmin in there. Probably not something I will actually use, even though we do have a lot of house plants here because Abby loves plants. But I just like collecting Pikmin stuff, so had to add it to the collection. And then lastly, from Nintendo, I got 2 flags, which are really cool. And I don't know if you guys can see, if I move the camera once again, above the Snap Station right here, you can see I have some Mario Kart Double Dash flags, which are vintage from when Double Dash was out. And so they're really cool. Had to pick up a couple more. We got the Nintendo Live 2023 Seattle flag here. And then also, we have a Mario Kart flag, which obviously this would have been for like Mario Kart 8, which is the best Mario Kart in my opinion. But super cool. Don't really have anywhere to put them in the game room right now, but eventually in the future we will find a spot for them. Is that We have a couple more promotional items, which I guess I'll show you now, but these normally would be items I would save for the end of the video because they are very, very cool. But we'll show them to you now. So I picked up 2 signs at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. The first one here, this is a Japanese Nintendo Entertainment System sign. This is official, it's from Japan, and it's vintage. And here it is. This thing is super cool. I have been on the lookout for one of these for quite some time. Here's the back. It's supposed to have like little hooks here to hang it. Those are missing, which not a big deal. Very, very cool. It's very light. It looks like wood, but it's not. It's like, maybe it's wood, but it's like more like a particle board type of wood. But very, very cool. Great condition. It's got a couple little scratches and stuff you can see. But overall, very, very nice. I've seen some that are like horribly like sun bleached and the paint is chipping off. This one, very, very clean though. Very happy to have that. That was only $300 as well, which I think is like a third of what they normally sell for when they get posted up on eBay. And it's in great condition, so very, very happy with that. The other sign that I got, I actually won in the auction at PRGE, in the live auction they do. And my friend Tom and I went half in together because there were actually 2 signs, and he was gracious enough to insist that I take the box. I was trying to get him to take it. He didn't want it. He wanted me to have it. But here's the box. And as you can see, it says 2 each. So there were 2 signs in here. We each got one. And it is the We Have Nintendo sign. Sorry, the box is a little dusty and it's messing with my breathing. But there it is, double-sided of course, and it does have the little stand for it as well, which is right here. So move the camera one more time, but up top there, you can see I have the World of Nintendo sign. And then over here, I can't move the camera that far, but I have the Nintendo 64 version as well. So I believe this is the last of the 3 that are kind of in that same like shape, size, and design. So that is very, very cool. This little thing just pops on the bottom here, and then you can display it wherever you want. I am going to be doing that. I just don't have a spot picked out for it yet. So for now, it is staying in the box. But once I'm putting everything away after this pickup video, that's probably when I'll put it together. And there's so much stuff here to put away that I'm going to probably have to rearrange the game room, which may not be that big of a deal. I'm sure you can tell over here where Mario is right now, there's something missing that is normally there. And let's just say big change will be coming to the game room. I don't know when. It could be months away, could be weeks, who knows. But we will definitely be making a video on that when it happens. So stay tuned. Continuing on with the promo stuff, I have 2 items here that I'm not necessarily adding to my collection, but I am holding on to them for a while. So I might display them until then, but I bought these with the intention of selling them in our new store once we move to our new location, because we're going to have a specific spot of the store that is dedicated to promotional items, employee stuff, signs, statues, kiosks, all sorts of stuff like that. We don't have a ton for that spot of the store yet, but we have some items and I'm saving some. So these are both hats. Very, very cool ones. First one here, it's in the original bag, but it is opened, excuse me. So it's not really necessarily new, but pretty sure it's never been worn. It is a Nintendo 64 hat from Kellogg's, and on the back is Mario 64. I know, it's my favorite game of all time, but I'm not a hat collector. I don't collect video game related clothing at all. So I think we're going to sell it. And I think it was $100, and I think we could probably get about $150 for it. So it's not like huge profit or anything, but just a very cool item to have in the store. This next one though, I think was a very good price. And I think we're going to make a decent amount on it. But if it doesn't sell, I'm not going to be mad because this thing is so freaking cool. And there's a little bit of a story as well. So, got a couple hairs on it. This is definitely not a new hat, but this is a black Nintendo World Championships hat. This is original from back in the day, and I saw this at a booth at the Expo, and I sent a photo of it to my buddy Adam Prager, who has the largest Nintendo World Championships collection. And he's been in a couple videos. You guys have probably seen him. And I was just sending him a photo to basically see if he was interested in it, because excuse me, this stuff can be very hard to find, very rare, very expensive. And he's like, hey, I already have 2 of them. I don't really need another one, but that's a really cheap price. It was priced, I think, I can't remember what it was priced at. It was around the $400 range. And so I ended up picking it up. He told me that that there is a white hat and then the black hat. He said that the black one is a little bit more desirable, usually sells for a bit more than the white one, and there's two versions of the white hat as well. So I guess this is the cooler of the two. And he said normally they sell for like $700 to $900. So that was a great pickup for the store. It's going to be really awesome in that special section, and that's super cool. So I believe the last like promo thing that I have to show you guys. I have a few more things that I'm not sharing in this video because I'm making a special video about them. Make sure you subscribe to see that. But I will show you guys this. This is a giant Pokeball, and it does open. Normally, right in here, you would have, you would have the VHS of the first movie. And this is actually the press kit for the first movie. And also inside would be some like booster packs and maybe some other promotional stuff. But the VHS is the main thing. Obviously, it's not in here. I do have the VHS, so maybe I'll display it in here, but I think it just kind of looks cool closed like this as well. This thing is huge, as you can see, up to my head here. This thing is pretty big. And my buddy Brandon, he's the guy that delivers all this kind of stuff around the country. Statues, kiosk signs. And he came across a bunch of these somehow, and they were selling them. They're selling a lot of them. And I was like, man, it's a little too expensive. I can't afford it, but it's really, really cool. And then saw him at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. He was dropping off a few things for me, which that's what that other video is going to be about that I'm filming tomorrow. Don't know when it's going to be posted, though. Might even have gone out before this. I don't know. We'll see. But he had these with him, and he offered me a good price for one. So I couldn't say no, couldn't pass it up, and picked one up, which is very, very cool. This will be on display in the new store in our Pokemon section. So if you want to see it in person, you'll be able to come check it out once we open there. And yeah, I think that's it for like the promo stuff. But I do have some accessories to show you. First up, nothing too special, DS Lite Stylus. Pretty much it. Next, we have another set of Joy-Cons for the Switch. This is the Pastel Pink Double Pack. When these ones first came out, it was Pastel Pink and Pastel Yellow together. But this is the pack where you get both of the pink ones, which is pretty cool. I also ended up getting the memory card for the Pokemon box. So there it is. It's the same one as the one that came out in Japan. So I was able to get one from Japan, much cheaper. This is only like 25 bucks, which I'm very happy about. I also got another GameCube controller for the collection, also from Japan. This is the boxed indigo and clear controller. So it's indigo on the front, clear on the back. Very, very cool. These controllers in North America came in blister packs, like sealed in plastic. So to get the Japanese ones with the cardboard boxes, I think is really cool because I could still open this and use the controller. And we've done that before when we had game night. We've pulled out like the Emerald controller out of the box to use and stuff like that. But if you get the North American ones, to get it in its original packaging, you have to get it sealed, which is fine, but I like to be able to use this stuff a little bit more. The sealed ones look nice, but I like getting the cardboard boxes. I think that's cool. And I like that Nintendo is still using cardboard boxes now. They've gotten away from the plastic blister packs. All right. Is that it for the accessories? Not quite, but there's one I'll save. I do have a couple handheld consoles though that we picked up. So first is a Game & Watch Blackjack. And I don't get to pick up Game & Watches very often, so I'm very happy that I found this one at PRGE. Oop. It's It's got all the paperwork and stuff in there. And then here it is. Very cool. I love collecting Game & Watches, but they're very expensive and they're very hard to find. And I only collect complete in box stuff, so I have to get them like this, right? So I think with the addition of Blackjack here, because I've got them in the cabinet, which you can't see, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So with Blackjack, that makes 8 Game & Watches that we have now in the collection, which is awesome. I love it. Continuing on with the handhelds, we have a silver Game Boy Pocket, which comes in the plastic case here. I'm not really sure why they did this, because they released the original Game Boys, the Play It Loud series, which were the color ones. They released those in plastic cases, kind of like this. I don't know why they did it for this one Game Boy Pocket, because this silver Game Boy Pocket also came in a cardboard box. Since I'm a completionist, I have to get both eventually, but this was very cool. Found it at the Expo. It was 150 bucks, which I thought was really cheap. So happy with that. And then continuing on, we have two 2DSs here. The first one, Japanese exclusive color, that is lavender. And Abby actually picked this up at the Expo. She really loves collecting all the different handhelds in box, so that one's cool. Our collections are combined though, so it goes on the shelf with all the other ones. And then lastly, we're missing the cardboard insert for the box here, but that's not a big deal. We have the new 2DS XL. What is the technical name of this color? I don't even know, but it's orange and white. It's like a creamsicle, which is pretty awesome. Okay, one more console that I also picked up at the convention, and that is the Yoshi's Island Super Nintendo Control Deck, which is the Junior or the Model 2. Very, very cool. It has everything but the baggies. So, really awesome. I love it. I just uploaded the Super Nintendo Quest Episode 2. Actually, it's going up tomorrow from the day that I'm filming it, but should have been up for a while for you guys now. And I picked that up at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Love it. All right, now, one more accessory. Dang it, I didn't see this. We have a Nintendo mono AV cable. These were only released in Japan. I don't really know, like, who would ever want this, but it's just kind of a cool little oddity, and it's official Nintendo brand, so there you go. Technically for the Super Famicom, you could use it for an N64 or a GameCube as well, but I mean, unless you have a really old TV, most TVs are going to have stereo inputs for the audio, so there's really no point in having this, but it's just kind of a cool oddity for the collection, and it's Nintendo. Okay, now we're done with all the accessories. We just have games left, so we're going to start with, I'm just going to kind of go in line how I have it here, so we're going to start with Game Boy. Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Most of what we picked up for this video are loose cartridges that we already have boxes for, so let's go through those, starting with GBA. We have Mario Golf. We have Lego Star Wars and the Powerpuff Girls Mojo Jojo A Go-Go. We also have Dr. Mario and Puzzle League. Ed, Edd n Eddy Jawbreakers, and Need for Speed Underground 2. Then loose cartridges for Game Boy, Game Boy Color. We have Pocket, Bomberman, and Ken Griffey Jr.'s Slugfest. We also have Boxel, Breakthrough, and the Final Fantasy Legend. So, very few original Game Boy and Game Boy Color games missing from the boxes that we have. So we're getting close to having those all complete, which is awesome. Excuse me. Moving on to the boxed games here, in no particular order. We have Winnie the Pooh Adventures in the 100 Acre Wood for Game Boy Color. We have The Ripping Friends for GBA. This is actually just a swap out because we have a factory sealed copy, swapping it for an opened one here. We have the Tetris Worlds, which is I think it's like the box variant. And then this one's box only, but we have Mortal Kombat 2 for the original Game Boy, which is super awesome. Moving on down the line here, we have 3DS, only 3 games here. We have Cut the Rope, Triple Threat, The Sims 3, and then we have Ocarina of Time. This just goes into the box. I believe I showed you guys in the last pickup video. We got the Ocarina of Time 3DS complete in box, but it was missing the game, so there we go. We got that to complete it. Next is Original DS. We have a decent stack here. There's stuff in my way to grab it, though. All these NES games just in my way. All right, in no particular order, we have Adventure Time, Hey Ice King. This is also replacing a factory sealed copy that we had. Naruto Ninja Destiny, Naruto Ninja Council 3, the original Spectrobes. We had Spectrobes, is it Origins, I think? We had that one, but we didn't have this one. This is like extremely heavy too. That manual is super thick. We have Naruto Path of the Ninja 2, Prince of Persia Battles, Naruto Ninja Council 4, lots of the Naruto games, Ping Pals, Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, Unsolved Crimes, Avatar Into the Inferno, From the Abyss, Deep Labyrinth, Rune Factory 2. We now have all 4 of them on DS and 3DS. And lastly, maybe I was saving the best for last, Summon Night Twin Age. Awesome stuff there. We have most of the like RPGs and kind of like rare games for the DS. We're missing like a lot of the filler games that are really rare or expensive, but we have most of like the RPG style ones that are expensive. Moving on to Nintendo 64. As you guys know, I have the full North American library, but I'm missing some variants and other stuff. Sorry, I keep gasping for air, guys. I have like this weird thing with like my hands being dirty or dusty. I can't control it. I wish I could. But I was missing these. These are Player's Choice variants. So the first one is Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. It has the original plastic on the box, of course. It's cut open at the side. This is missing the cartridge, though, and the manual. So the manual will be really easy to find. Cartridge should be pretty easy as well, but got that one. And the other one is Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. So I actually finally looked up a list of all the Player's Choice N64 games and made a list of what I still need. There's not that many. I think there's like 26, 27, 28, something around there. And I have about half of them. So we're doing pretty good. I didn't even look for them at the Expo. I wish I would have. Next, we're going with Nintendo Switch. We have a big stack, as always. First one was a gift from Ryan and Jess, a couple of my employees at Double Jump, and also very good friends. For my birthday, which was about 2 weeks ago now, they got me Carry On, the Special Reserve version for the Switch, limited 2773 out of 6250. And then it came with like a bunch of the little extras and stuff in here, which little sticker just fell out. So obviously shout out to Ryan and Jess for that. And then Abby wanted to play this one. She just grabbed it from the store, but it's called Block Quest. It's a Japanese import one. Comes with like this comes with this book. And then next, the game I have not started yet, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. This was the pre-order bonus from my store, Double Jump Video Games. And it's got some crap on the box. But inside here is a reversible cover art for the game, which was designed and drawn by Ariel, another one of my friends and employees, and then a sticker sheet as well, also designed by her. I designed the box here. We got this professionally printed. It's got gold foil on all of the text. It's got the Double Jump logo on here. So if you guys want to get stuff like this, we are going to be doing more, but they're pretty limited. We only made 350 of these, and I think 2 or 3 of them got, 3 or 4 of them had manufacturing errors on them, like the boxes were messed up, and then 2 of them, I believe, so far, got damaged in shipping out of the 350, so not too bad, but, so there's not that many out there. We're not making any more of these, so you can't get this one unless you already pre-ordered it, but in the future, make sure you watch the Double Jump videos, make sure you check out our social media, because we are always posting when we get this kind of stuff, especially in our YouTube videos on the Double Jump Video Games YouTube channel. So if you want that kind of stuff, make sure you're watching so you don't miss out. Then we have Samurai Jack Battle Through Time. Bunch of new releases here. The Grinch Christmas Adventure, which actually looks pretty good. One Last Breath. Cocoon, which has something inside. Maybe it's a manual. Renatus. Is it Emio or Emio? Smiling Man. And then here's the game for Zelda. I opened it, but I have not played it yet. And there isn't one in here. I opened this and took this out. So that's my copy. We have Barbie Dreamhouse Adventures. Wow. Rare game. Bratz, Flaunt Your Fashion. Another rare game. We have Pentiment. We have Contra, Operation Galaga, which we picked those two and this one up from PRGE from the Limited Run Games booth. Trip World DX, which also looks cool. I know it's a remake of a Game Boy game. An expensive Game Boy game that never came out here. We have, is it Ichu or Ichu Chibi Edition? Just a couple more new releases here. Pepper Grinder, which looks really good. Definitely want to check that one out. Just from like reading the back and looking at the screenshots, it reminds me a little bit of SteamWorld Dig, which is one of the first Switch games I ever played and beat, and I loved it, so definitely want to check out that. We have Deathmark, which is just replacing a factory sealed copy that we have. Super Beat Zonic. Pickleball Smash. NASCAR Arcade Rush. Mario Maker 2, but this is the one that comes with the Nintendo Online subscription. This is a PAL import, which I have not really been collecting a lot of import stuff for Switch, but this one looked cool. It's Ganryu 2 Hakuma Kojiro, I believe, from Pixel Heart, limited to 1,000 copies, which is why I decided to hold on to it. I kind of want to go after the import stuff eventually. It's just, there's so much on Switch, and there's so many North American games that I can't even get, so I don't need to be going for all regions quite yet. We have Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection, and the Rebel Collection. Here we go, another Naruto game. Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. Another new release, we have Captain Velvet Meteor, The Jump Dimension, and also Ugly. And then we have Risk System, and Yars Rising, and Gundam Breaker 4 Launch Edition. Like I said, lots of new releases. And then we have the Rocket Knight Adventures Resparked Comic-Con exclusive. Like, I think it's just an exclusive cover, but it has that little sticker on there. I don't know, but it's cool. And then we have another limited one. This is number 1229 out of 9,000. That's Demon Throttle. So there we go. That's all the Switch games. Not a lot of big box stuff this time, which is good because I can't fit that crap. All right. Next up, PS1. We only have 3 games. We have Street Racquetball, Bass Rise, and game that, in my opinion, is very hard to find. We've only had this traded in at our store maybe twice, and this is one of them, and it's R-Types. Very cool. Not one, it's not super expensive, but it is one that we rarely ever see. We also have a Wii U game, which, if you guys know, I have the full North American library, but this is a Japanese game. I have a little stack of them. This just happened to get traded into the store, so I thought, we'll just keep it. But it's Warriors Orochi Hyper 2. Moving on to the original Wii, I have 3 games here. Nothing too crazy, but we have Fast Food Panic. We have Ocean Commander. And Tornado Outbreak. Moving on to the GameCube. Also have this set complete, but I am now working on the Player's Choice variants. I still need a couple other variants as well. I need the Sonic Adventure Monkey Ball Duo Pack, which is incredibly rare. But I think, other than that, I might have all the other variants. I'd have to double check. There might be something like really rare that I don't have, but I've got the Batman Big Box, I've got both the Mario Parties, the Zelda one, Karaoke Revolution, Odama, the Resident Evil 10th Anniversary, Resident Evil GameStop Edition, Resident Evil Pure Evil 2-pack. There's 2 different cover variants. I've got both of those. I have the Sonic Adventure 2-pack and the Monkey Ball 2-pack, but I need that Duo Pack. I'm trying to see if there's anything else over here that I'm missing. I have Pokemon Box. If there's any other variants that you guys know of, like, I have like some of the Kmart exclusive covers, the Target exclusive covers, stuff like that, but like big box stuff, other than that Monkey Ball Sonic Duo Pack, I'm pretty sure I've got them all. But we still need Player's Choice games, which is what I have here. So in no particular order, we have Sonic Adventure DX, Need for Speed Most Wanted, 007 Agent Under Fire, Finding Nemo, Pac-Man Fever, Simpsons Hit and Run, and we have a Player's Choice bestseller cover for 4 Swords. I don't know if there's one that has Player's Choice without that. Not sure, but either way, there it is. And I didn't realize before I started collecting them, I thought there was going to be like maybe 25 to 40 Player's Choice games for GameCube. There's like 120 or something like that. Like there's a crazy amount of them. And just getting started, I think with these, we have like maybe 15. So we're getting there. Next up is PS2. We have 2 regular games. We have Crash and Burn, which is just one I'd never really seen or heard of before, and then Dawn of Mana. And then we have 2 big special ones here. We have Buzz the Mega Quiz, which is, if you want to get these fully complete, you have to get them sealed, unfortunately. So there's that one with the controllers and everything. And then I also got the Buzz Hollywood Quiz. I have another 1 or 2 of these in the collection already. I think I have the Jungle one and then something else. But they're kind of cool. They just take up a crap ton of space. So, whatever. Next up, almost at the end here, we have NES and then Super Nintendo. But actually, I think because you guys have already seen the Super Nintendo games, I'm going to show you those first, and then we'll finish off with NES. So, Super is the console I'm currently focusing on. With the addition of everything here, I'm down to 58 games left for the full North American CIB library. I need some cartridges and some manuals, so I guess I need 58 boxes, but we're pretty close. I'm only missing like maybe 20 manuals and like 15 cartridges, and most of them are cheap common stuff. I'm just waiting to get traded in at the store. But we did get a manual for Mystical Ninja. And then a couple cartridges. We got the Super WrestleMania. These are for boxes we already have, of course. X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. And, the Black Label, the first release of Super Star Wars. If it's the first release, I call it Black Label. I know that's a PlayStation thing, but it's just easy to to keep it consistent. Big box one here. This is the accessory that I kind of was holding off on, but it's the Super Scope. But it does include the game. So the game never came in its own box. So this is the box for the game. And there we go. Finally got one of those. Every time I would see it, the box would be horribly destroyed. And so I was waiting for a really nice one. Finally found that at the Expo. And then the majority of the Super Nintendo games here also came from the Expo. A couple of them I got beforehand. First, though, we have 2 homebrew games, Nightmare Busters and Fork Parker's Crunch Out. There we go. We have Super Off-Road the Baja. And I did try to put these kind of in order, so we'll save the best for last on these ones. Super Slam Dunk. World Heroes. Some of these are missing manuals. Some of them are box only. This one is box only, but that'll be easy to find. Basson's Black Bass. The Rocketeer, which I think we already had. I think this was just a very nice condition upgrade because my other one was very, very rough. But that one is complete. We also have NHL 98. You guys will not believe how hard to find this game is. Even a loose copy, not super, super common, but complete in box, it has taken me a year and a half before I've actually seen one. And that's going to multiple conventions and countless other game stores and stuff. Crazy hard to find. It's not super expensive, but it is hard to find. Then we have The Great Waldo Search. Then we have No Escape, another one that's pretty hard to find. And then box only here for SimCity 2000. We have The Ignition Factor. Tecmo Super Bowl 2 Special Edition. I believe they are all Special Edition though. But Tecmo Super Bowl 1 and 3 are pretty easy to find. For some reason, 2 is very hard to find. That was $200 for a sports game. And then we have True Lies. Another one that's pretty hard to find. Same with this one. I still need a manual, but that is Beauty and the Beast. And then we have a game that I already had the manual for, and he didn't want to separate it, so I bought a complete one here. So I have an extra manual that I'll sell to the store, but that is Inspector Gadget. You can see that price, $325. I didn't pay that much, luckily, because it doesn't go for that much, but pretty hard to find game. Next one here, very dumb. I'll recap the story for those that didn't hear it in the other videos, but Packy and Marlin. This is one of those, like, medical educational games. I think there's 4 of them on Super Nintendo. And I actually bought this game through a Facebook group only a couple weeks ago. And it was $300. It was fully complete, good condition. And then I go to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and I find this one here, which is also fully complete, but it also has the plastic on the box. And this was only $200. $100 less than I paid for the other one, and this one's in much better condition. I had never seen this game in person until getting that one. I don't know. Super crazy. Next, we have a pretty hard to find one, Operation Thunderbolt. Doesn't look that good, in my opinion, from the back, but if you like those kind of games, looks like an arcade style. But this is the big one, as you guys probably already know, and that is Aero Fighters, which is the most expensive, like, official release game that I still needed for the collection. So I was able to trade for this. Can't believe it. And it's complete minus the poster. There is a poster in here, but it is a fake. We were able to compare 2 other posters that you can find online, and the poster in here is fake for sure. So if you guys have a poster for this, please let me know. I would love to get it. It's not really necessary for me to own the game, obviously, but I would like to have it. So if you have one, please let me know. And then lastly, we have NES. These are kind of in an order. Not the first few, but after that it is. But the first one here, we already had the box. We needed the cartridge for Disney Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. Nothing too special. And then these ones are not in order because I added these afterwards. But we have Captain Comic, The Adventure, which is a Color Dreams game. And then also The Adventures of Rad Gravity. So 2 games that are fairly uncommon, don't really see that often, so happy to add those to the collection. And then the rest of these are kind of in order from least cool to most cool. So we have Track and Field, the first one. We have Jack Nicklaus' Greatest 18 Holes of Major Championship Golf. Can't believe I didn't have that. Bionic Commando. Hear people rave about this game all the time, but I've never played it. We have a Comerica game, which is unlicensed. We have Micro Machines. It's got a little star cut out here, and you can see it's got a silver cartridge. Then we have a game that was replacing a factory sealed game, and it's a kind of a homebrew new release, but that's Holy Diver Collector's Edition. Comes in this big box here with a bunch of crap. I had this game sealed, and this one came into the store opened, so I swapped them. Sealed one goes for quite a bit more, so that's good for the store, and then I get an open one for my collection, which is good for me. So the last 3. I told you guys I traded for the Aero Fighters, and if you saw the Super Nintendo Quest Episode 2 video, you'll hear all about it, right? But I'm telling you guys now, I traded my factory sealed Pokemon box for Aero Fighters and these 3 games. And that is Cliffhanger, complete for the NES, which is pretty hard to find. I think their price on this was $325. And I didn't have to pay a penny for this trade. It was a straight across trade, so I'm very glad because I couldn't have afforded these games otherwise. The other one is Bubble Bobble Part 2. His price was $800, which I think is like right at price charting for this right now, but this is in pretty good shape, so it would probably sell for a bit more, but it's not for sale, don't even ask. And lastly, most expensive one, other than obviously Aero Fighters. Aero Fighters was $4,000. This one was $1,600, and that is Kid Clown in Nightmare World. And this is also in pretty good shape, although it does have a Blockbuster sticker on the back, which I was attempting to remove just by peeling it up. But it needs a little bit of, I don't know, Goo Gone or something. Not too worried about it, probably not even going to bother. But there it is, Kid Clown, very rare NES game. Never owned a copy in box. Like we've only ever had maybe 1 or 2 cartridges for the store. So super cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Make sure you stick around though. If the other video hasn't been uploaded yet, I do have a very special video going up with some stuff that Brandon delivered to me that has a crazy story that requires its own video because it's so crazy. You guys won't believe it. If it's already up, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If it's not up yet, make sure you sub and look forward to that. Code word for this video. We are going to use the word Operation from Operation Thunderbolt. So if you put the word Operation in your comment down below, that'll tell me you watched the entire video and you did not skip through like a loser. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I can't breathe. I'll see you next time.